I'm Eda Offutt, and I am the great-granddaughter of Frederick and Christiana Bangerter. Christiana Kruger, as she was then, came to the United States in 1858. Frederick Bangerter came to the United States in 1864 to Washington. Since he was German-speaking, he may have been involved with the Germans that were in Washington at that time, including Christiana. How they met, I have no idea, but in 1868 they were married. After they were married, Frederick discovered that land on Fort Reno was being sold rather cheaply, and so he bought, in 1869, bought 2 lots with a building that was been built for the fort. So he took his bride, who was then pregnant, out to the fort, and their firstborn, Edward, was born in, I think, November of 1869. So that was the beginning of the family there. So I think totaling, by the 1890s, he probably had about 21 acres. But on that land, he had a dairy farm. He built up the business, was delivering milk to customers in town. And according to my grandmother, his daughter, he could not read or write, but kept his books in his head. And he had little tickets of different colors that would indicate whether people would want cream or milk or how large quantities or whatever. And they would leave those for him so he would know what to deliver at their homes. And by, I would think, 1880, he had built a larger house with 4 bedrooms on the property there in Reno. That was a home place. In the summer of 1894, Edward got typhoid fever and died from it. And about 3 months later, Frederick, the father, died of typhoid fever also. Frederick W., the son, got it but survived. Christiana, and she died in 1913. But at about 1915, my grandmother and mother moved out, and Frederick remained in the home place with his family, a wife and two daughters. He stayed there until 1930, when he was forced to leave because they were going to not only take the land, but they were going to tear down the home place because it was too close to where they were going to cut away the hill for Alice Deal Junior High School when the last property was settled on. But that was my grandmother. I think she did dispute the amount they were going to pay her at that time, and so that was finally settled in 1942.